Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to Today in Bitcoin. Today is January 21st, 2017. I want to thank the person who sent me the Bitcoin and all the people who sent me Dash recently. Thank you very much. Well, some big Bitcoin media news is that I was on the Crush the Street show with Kenneth Amadori. I will link to it below. It's already in my favorite list, my Bitcoin favorite list. If you go to disruptmeister.com, you'll see it. It was just a great time on the show, and it went live this morning. It's getting a lot of hits, a lot of comments. I've been hanging out there a little bit. I'm really proud of it, and I think it'll help bridge the gap between precious metals people and Bitcoin people and just bring more people into Bitcoin. It was a great job by Kenneth, and it was a fun time. So you can retweet that. I'll link to that below, and you can upvote it on Steam it also. I will link to that below. This Week in Bitcoin, my new weekly show, we had that on Friday. Check it out. I thank the guests who were on. Obviously, we need to tweak it some, and I'm going to tweak it some, and it's going to improve. Hopefully, we'll do it again on Friday, and we'll have a new guest because we're going to have a rotating panel of guests, try to get you new people all the time. And I'm also going to try to have an altcoin question every week. I think that's entertaining, and people are interested in altcoins. I mean, I might not be the biggest fan of altcoins, but I mean, people like altcoins. They always have questions about altcoins, and we're going to try to do a better job of monitoring the chat and answering your questions. Anyway, I want to bring different people to you, not the same old. And yes, already in the Bitcoin space, we're forming this kind of pattern of the same old people. And by the way, there are some great veterans out there, like Tone Bays, for instance, and he will hopefully be on and everything. I'm just talking about the tired people that we're just tired of seeing and stuff. I mean, the ones that say the same BS over and over and over again and are practicing crypto-snobbery. We're not going to have anyone that's a crypto snob. I'll get into that later. And I'm going to have a pretty big announcement soon, not like a Kim.com announcement that I keep on delaying for 4 months or whatever. It's about a new show, a new partnership type of thing. I think everyone will be pretty excited about it, and the name will be very familiar to you, who I'm, and it won't be that big of a surprise, I guess, but it's going to be cool what's going to be going on here, hopefully, if all goes well. I hope I'm not jinxing it and end up like Kim.com. But yeah, I'm the type of person who wants to, I don't like to be with the people who use the term blockchain and really don't know exactly what Bitcoin is, who just want to go, I mean, and I don't want to be with the people who are on such a highly technically skilled level that they look down upon everyone else and criticize everyone else and criticize every altcoin. I mean, I think Bitcoin is for everyone. I want it to be easily explainable to everyone. And I truly believe this is just a great opportunity for people to get in early. I made in the past, and I will link to both these videos, how I think Facebook is Bitcoin is like getting in on a pre-IPO for Facebook, as if you own shares of Facebook before they even IPO'd. I think that's what getting in on Bitcoin is. I actually made that video, one of those videos, a year ago when Bitcoin was around $400. So, I mean, it really proves the point when you rewatch this video. But yeah, I like people who have that attitude. I mean, I'll talk to anyone. I'll have anyone. But who I'm going to be aligning myself with this little partnership of sort. I mean, this person also believes in this is just a great opportunity for anyone, anywhere in the world. Because if you want to get in on a pre-IPO of something like Facebook or a stock or Google or whatever, you have to be in the know. You have to have connections. You have to have a certain, even to get in an IPO, you have to have $50,000. I mean, there are all these rules and regulations. You'd be surprised. Bitcoin, all you need is $10. You can get in on this thing right now, and you can live in Mozambique, for God's sakes. So I like Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been hanging out around $920, $930 today. I don't even really check it that much. Is that much anymore? I was pretty calm about that stuff. On that interview that I was on with Kenneth Amadori on Crush the Street, in the comment section, there are a lot of great comments, and there's one guy who brought up Onecoin and said it was legitimate. I just want to reiterate to everyone, it's very important. And he might have actually believed this. I think he's involved in selling it. So I mean, I can't jump to conclusions. I don't know the guy, but there are so many new people coming here every single day. And it doesn't hurt to remind people, Onecoin is a scam. Onecoin is a Ponzi scam. That's it. Scheme, scam, whatever you want to say. It's not real. And there's a lot of that floating around the Bitcoin community. But at the same time, we have people in the Bitcoin community who just use the word scam way too much to describe things that really are not scams. And some of them do it because they're like of extreme orthodoxy. I would say that's Tone Vays. And he's not doing it to be a bad dude or to be obnoxious. But there's some people who get on the border of it. I mean, when they're calling everything a scam. So that are just part of this technical elite who look down upon people who don't know. Oh, and then some are just such big fans of other cryptocurrencies. They're like, oh, that coin is not real because it doesn't have XYZ to it. And these are all different forms of crypto snobbery here. And it turns people off. And maybe even I'm guilty of it. I mean, if you ever think I'm guilty of it, call me out on it, because we're all a little guilty of it sometimes, I guess. But some people are really extreme about it and try to make other people feel uncomfortable or try to make people feel stupid, belittling non-technical people. And there's nothing wrong with not having a technical understanding of everything. When they were interviewing me on that show, I straight up said, I can't fully technically understand this. Check out Andreas Antonopoulos and some other people. Don't try to pretend you're technical when you're not either. That's not a good idea. And it doesn't hurt to reference people who know more than you. That's part of being a man. When you can admit you don't know as much as someone else, and you don't have to hide. You can just say, go to this person for a proper answer to that question. Anyway, I'm not into this crypto snobbery stuff that's been going on, and I thought I'd come up with that term to explain it. So now I'm going to talk about Tone Vays, and he is not a crypto snob. I don't want to make it seem like I'm implying that or anything like that. He is the orthodoxy, the orthodoxy of Bitcoin. I mean, he's the orthodox Bitcoin guy, ultra orthodox. Oh, he wears the black hat. So, if anyone gets that. So at the 37-minute mark of his latest video, and I will link to that below. He talks about, and that's when he starts talking about Bitcoin. I know a lot of people are not interested in the first stuff, but hey, check out the first stuff too of his video if you want to. But he talks about leading up to segregated witness. If it looks like, and I've mentioned this before, but he compares what he predicts as the segregated witness pump to the halving pump that we had. As you remember, as it got closer to the halving, all the speculators started to pile in, and the price, there were exciting weekends there. I think it was in June. It would go to 400 to 500, 600 to 700 weekend after weekend, and like to 780 finally, or 770. And then finally, when the halving came, it wasn't 780 anymore. What was it, like 600? Around 700, and then it was below that again. Well, as these speculators start to figure it out, that it looks like this, and segregated witness might not happen still, but this is all in theory that it does happen. There's going to be a huge run up to it. That's when you're going to be short. When you see those prices started jumping, it's going to get approved. But just because it goes to $1,700 before segregated witness doesn't mean that once segregated witness is implemented, there might be some people who are very disappointed that it didn't solve everything. So it could go back down to 1,000 or something. And this is exactly what Tone says. I'm basically repeating it, but it was good. I really liked it, what he said. So he also says he's going to come out with a series of videos talking about scams. And I have a little bit of insight on this, actually. I discussed this with him another time. And all I'm going to say about this, I think he's doing it out of the goodness of his heart. It's going to cause a lot of trouble. And one of them, I can already tell who he interviewed for either the Monero or the Dash one. I know which one it is. I don't want to give it away yet. But for one of them, they're going to have a person calling it a scam from the other camp. And people are going to go out of their mind. And I don't know if this is the best move on this person's part to do something like this. If it all happens like I think it's going to happen, And supposedly he's already recorded it too, from what I'm assuming here. So this thing might go live real soon, and it's going to rock that Monero Dash controversy to the core. And so I'm just warning everyone now, if it is what I think it is, you can come up with your own conclusions on who he interviews. So speaking of Monero and Dash, I want to link to a video I made on September 20th talking about how Monero should figure out a way to sponsor the Alex Jones show. And a lot of people are like, Alex Jones is a conspiracy theories, all this stuff, whatever. Alex Jones, since September, what we can't deny is that since I made that video on September 20th, Alex Jones has grown in popularity and perhaps in power or in connections. He is associated with Donald Trump. There's no doubt about that. Donald Trump appeared on his show. Now Donald Trump is the president of the United States. Alex Jones' show has grown in popularity. So had an altcoin, whether it be Monero or whatever, started to pay to be on the Alex Jones show, to be mentioned at that time, I feel that that would have been an incredible marketing move. And again, I know there's a lot of negative things about Alex Jones, and I don't agree with everything that Alex Jones says, but he has grown in popularity a lot. And he's probably respected a bit more than he was before too. And you probably could have gotten advertising cheaper back then than you could now also. So Kim.com is going to make his announcement on Tuesday now, he says. I'm just going to link to that tweet. Believe him if you want to believe it. I should have brought this up earlier. Ethereum Classic is spiking. It's spiking because Barry Silbert, there's a rumor he's going to have a Ethereum Classic ETF. Hey, I don't know. Maybe we'll see if that really happens. My God, that'll probably be big. Again, I say Ethereum Classic is a speculation. Litecoin is a speculation. I'm rating the Litecoin speculation ahead of the Ethereum Classic speculation now. I think there's a better chance of Litecoin doubling or tripling than Ethereum Classic, especially tripling than Ethereum Classic tripling. And again, only speculations. There's the only two I'm even mentioning right now, barely mentioning. I'm not recommending people to do, because most of you don't have enough money to even really invest in these things. It's very risky. You have to be willing to lose everything that you invest when you're talking speculations and stuff. And we'll get into those topics another time, maybe on the show, the roundtable show on Friday. I don't know, but it is interesting. Both of those have some interesting possibilities, especially the Litecoin thing with the segregated witness. And we're getting closer to January 28th. So we're going to talk more about that soon. Andy Hoffman of Miles Franklin, he had a great interview with Michael Krieger of, what's his, Liberty Blitzkrieg. I'll link to all that stuff. I really want Michael Krieger to be on the show. Hopefully he'll be on the show. I think people will be entertained by him. Anyway, at the 23-minute mark of what I will link to below, which is the Miles Franklin, Andy Hoffman's show, they talk a lot. He does a beautiful job, both of them, of connecting gold and silver to Bitcoin, how they're allies. And really both of them speaking so positively and eloquently about Bitcoin and its relationship to gold and silver. And it's really good. It just makes you feel good that there are guys out there who are willing to change, who are willing to admit that they were wrong once. And I don't know if Michael was wrong. I don't know how wrong he was once or whatever. I'm not saying he was wrong, and we all know that Andy Hoffman changed his mind. And again, this is what I referred to before. Sometimes you don't know, and sometimes you have to admit you were wrong, and sometimes you have to say, I don't know about this, go to this person. That's part of being a grown-up, being a man. So I will leave you with a link below to AC/DC for those about to rock. I've been rocking out to that song lately. Australia Day is coming up soon. That's their 4th of July down there. And we'll talk about that maybe later in the week. Hello, people in Australia. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. I'm Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister, the Disrupt Meister. I hope you enjoyed today in Bitcoin.